Going to be your instructional video from the pickup of measure 8 to measure 9 of Etude number 1 for trombone euphonium. This is the Etude number 8 that's in the key of concert F. Okay. All right. I'm starting at the end of measure 8 on the concert C that has a piano under it. Okay. And if you would please look at this with me real quickly. We're just going to go through from measure 8 all the way to 16 and kind of just go through and mark some things and look at some notes real quick. Okay. So in the key of concert F, I have A naturals in second and E naturals in second as well. And let's scan through and just find some of these real quickly. Okay. All right. Make sure that first note, if you have a trigger or you're using compensating euphonium, make sure you are using 6th position. Okay. Measure 9, I see the 2nd 8th note, the 4th 8th note, the 6th 8th note, and the last 8th note are A naturals. So let's make sure if your directors allow you to put positions, make sure you put second positions on those. All that is going to be slurred on the euphonium. On trombone, though, let's see. We're going to do a G to A. Okay, so the first few notes are all going to be tongue slurs. And in fact, everything is going to be a tongue slur. So G, A, B flat, those are all tongue slurs. So I'm thinking ta, lu, lu. But then and then back to that A. But then when I go to A to the C, that's going to be a natural slur. So AC is going to be a lu, ah. Okay, or actually it'd be more of a lu E because I'm going up to that C. Okay, and then C back to B flat is going to be a natural slur, but then B flat to A is going to be a tongue slur. Euphoniums, just know that you're just going to be doing it all slurred in measure 9. Okay, all right, measure 10, I see an A on the 2nd note. Make sure I mark that with 2nd position. Now on this, the G to A is going to be a natural slur in the euphoniums, but for trombone it's going to be a tongue slur. Okay, so I'm going to be thinking ta, lu, ta for trombone. Okay. The end of measure 10. Now, this is important with using a compensating euphonium or using a trigger trombone. Okay, if you look, the beginning of measure 11 shows a 6th position F. If you have a trigger trombone, okay, or using your pinky for the euphonium, you can just do that in that position for that F. Okay, or you can just use the trigger to play that C in your trigger or your fourth valve euphonium. Okay, I would do that. Now, if you're a trombone player that does not have a trigger, you're going to do that all in 6. So look at the last note of 10. That C you should play in 6 to aid that F to be played in 6. So right there, it's going to be just 6, 6, 6, 6, 4, like that. Okay. Now I know I'm thinking of things as we're going through these with you. Okay. Measure 11. The last 3 notes are A naturals. So I have A, G, A. Make sure I mark 2nd positions. Okay. The rhythm in measure 11, you're going to need to go back and use the rhythm videos that someone else has made. Okay. I'm not going over rhythm in these. These are just musical elements and you hearing me play. Measure 12. Oh, by the way, I'm scanning through this. The first 3 notes are going to be basically natural slurs, especially if you're using the trigger or even if you're playing them in 6th position correctly. Okay. Let's see. G, F. Okay. So F to G is going to be the 8th note F to G dotted core note is a natural slur. The 16th note to the next G is a natural slur, but G, A is all tongue slurs. So make sure you're thinking lu. Euphoniums, you should be slurring all of this, okay? But you're articulating the start of the next slur or the next tie, okay? Measure 12, C, we're going to do C to D. You can do that D in first. That'll be a tongue slur. But if you do that D in 4th trombones, that'll be a natural slur. Okay. And then I re-articulate the C. Now I'm looking at the pickup at the end of 12 into measure 13. It's the same as measure 11, the same pickup in regards to you needing either use the trigger or stay in 6th position. Okay. Let's see. Make sure you articulate those. Now at 13, I see low A natural. Kind of this is actually almost identical to measure 5, okay? Except for 1 or 2 notes actually. Instead of going to D like measure 5, it goes to C, okay? So make sure you make that adjustment. And a lot of this is going to be natural slurs, trombones. Euphoniums, you should be slurring all of that starting on that low A. So tongue, slur, 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 tongue. Trombones, you're going to be doing tongue, natural slur. If you're using trigger, you go to natural slur. If you're not, or you could actually play that F in 6 if you want to, and you make all of that basically like a natural slur or lip slur. Okay. 14, I have a G to C. I'm slurring that C, but then I re-articulate the G tie. Okay, pick up from the end of 14 into 15. It is going to be a 6-2. Okay, euphoniums, you're going to make sure this next part, you're slurring all of it. Trombones, you could actually play all of that in 6th position, or you could use your trigger to move around on those notes as well. All of that should be a natural slur on that part. Okay, the C, F, A, F, A, C, and then that high F is going to be in 1st position. Make sure you're getting your tongue high in your mouth. You're thinking E and just blowing really fast air. Okay, all right, now track back with me. I know I was talking a lot. I was just making sure I was going through this with you, okay? I'm going to speed up my metronome a little bit on this part, okay? I'm going to actually be at about 120 for the 8th note today, okay? It's a little faster, all right? And what I'd like you to do is we're just going to start pick up to 9, okay? And I'm actually going to be going to the breath mark. I'm doing these in smaller chunks, okay? I'm going to start by saying the positions, and then I'm going to do the letter names, okay? So here we go. Here's my positions. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4. 6, 4, 2, 4, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 2, 4. My voice is a little off, and that's okay. Just make sure you're trying to get an accurate first note, especially if you're trying to sing along. Okay, here is the letter names. C, G, A, beef, A, C, beef, A, G, A, G. And that was a little off too, my bad, okay? Now I'm gonna try and play. Here's the test note. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure you don't hold that tie too long. Leave the 5th beat of that tie to breathe. Take a really quick breath in time, and then you come back in, okay? Now, the next part, I'm starting at the end of 10, and I'm going to do, let's go ahead and do some positions for this next part, okay? This is me trying to get the first note. So 6, 1, here we go, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 6, 1, 6, 1, 4, 1, 4, 2, 4, 2, 3, 1, 3. And I just stopped on the C tie in measure 12, okay? Here's letter names, and 1, 2, 3, 4. C, F, C, F, G, F, G, A, G, A, C, D, C. Okay, here's the test note. And 1, 2, 3, breathe. Okay. Now I had to take a quick breath in between that slur that was there. You need to take a breath when you need to, especially right now we're at a slower tempo, okay? When we take this at tempo, it should make the breathing plan a little bit easier to where you're going to be more with what you see written, okay? Now I'm at the end of 12, doing the pickup into 13, and then I'm stopping at the tie in 14, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, ready. 6, 1, 2, 6, 1, 6, 1, 4, 3, 4. Okay, let's do letter names this time. All right, here we go. Letter names, and 1, 2, 3, breathe. C, F, A, C, F, C, F, G, C, G. Okay, let's go ahead and do our test note. We're playing this time. And 1, 2, 3, breathe. And my apology on that mistake. If you end up making a mistake like that, just go back and correct it. So like I would go back to 14 and go. Okay, and now here's the pickup to 15 all the way to the high F and 16 the time. Okay, here's positions. C, A. All right, here we go. And 1, 2, 3, breathe. 6, 1, 6, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1. All right, pause my singing. I'm doing the best I can. And here we go. This is letter naming, okay? And C, A. Here we go. C, 1, 2, 3, breathe. C A C F A F A C F F. And notice I did the crescendo there. We're playing this time. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, breathe. Now, remember, please, when I am working on this outside of the video, I need to make absolutely sure that I'm pausing whenever I need to, okay? And I know I waited a little bit of time to say that, but it's just like the earlier video. Please make absolutely sure that you are working on this, breaking up, okay? And just making absolutely sure that you're doing your very best to go at your pace, okay? You don't have to go at my pace. That's the great part about these videos. You can pause whenever you need to, okay? All right, good luck, and I'm going to be coming back on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 more videos with the tempo sped up, and then I'm going to do a video of the entire thing, okay? Thank you.